The Chair Turns. Setting Atlanta, Georgia, modern day. Genre: corporate drama, social justice fiction. Inspirational. Chapter 1. The Wrong Side of the Table. Tiana Brooks was the first in her family to graduate college, a cum laude business major. With an MBA from Emory, armed with credentials and drive, she landed a marketing assistant role at Valiant Dynamics, a Fortune 500 tech firm with deep Southern roots and unfortunately deeper systemic biases. Her boss, Richard Grayson, was a relic of an old corporate culture, a man who wore success like armor and prejudice like a perfume, subtle but lingering. He didn't yell racial slurs. No, he was too polished for that. Instead, he undermined, overlooked, and dismissed Tiana's ideas. He'd smile to her face and then tell others she was a diversity hire. Despite this, Tiana worked twice as hard, stayed late, took initiative, and turned underperforming projects into success stories. When she applied for a manager role, Richard not only denied her, but fired her under the pretense of budget cuts, only for a less qualified white male colleague to be promoted a week later. Chapter 2. Seeds of Fire. Devastated but undeterred, Tiana used her severance to launch a consulting agency specializing in corporate transformation, DEI strategy, and ethical leadership. She built her brand slowly through local contracts, keynote speeches, and data-driven success. Her big break came 3 years later when a whistleblower scandal rocked Valiant Dynamics. Richard's division had been fudging reports, leading to a PR nightmare. The board launched an internal review, and in an ironic twist of fate, hired Tiana's firm to guide the company through its crisis and rebuild its fractured culture. Chapter 3. A chair reclaimed. When Tiana walked into the executive suite for her first day of the contract, the same seat she was never allowed to approach as an employee was now hers. Richard, still clinging to his VP title by a thread, turned pale. When he saw her, he tried to dismiss her role, calling it symbolic, but within 2 months, her restructuring plan was not only implemented, it was producing results. Employees responded to her authenticity, marginalized staff felt seen, the company's public image slowly mended. Tiana's recommendations led to a top-down audit of leadership. Richard, now exposed for both past mismanagement and the subtle discrimination he'd denied for years, was let go. Chapter 4. The Turn. A year passed. Tiana's firm went national. She joined the Valiant board and became a figurehead for inclusive corporate change. At a tech conference in San Francisco, she saw Richard working a booth for a small vendor company, wearing a cheap badge, his pride clearly gone. He tried to avoid her eyes, but she approached him. "Mr. Grayson," she said with grace. "I hope you're well," he stammered, trying to justify old decisions. But Tiana cut him off gently. "You taught me something. She's not how to lead, but how to never lead. For that I am grateful." Then she turned and walked away. No malice, no vengeance, just power earned. Chapter 5. Legacy. Tiana's story spread interviews, books, even a docuseries titled From Fired to Founder. She used her platform to mentor young professionals of color, teaching them to recognize their worth in spaces that might not. Her journey became a symbol that justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it walks into the room with grace, takes the chair it was denied, and turns it to face a better future. Moral racism may deny a person a position, but it cannot deny purpose. Power gained by cruelty is fleeting, power earned through resilience is eternal. Film or novel format.